Hello guys, welcome to another video. Remember yesterday I gave you an analysis on Nasdaq, so if you haven't watched that video, make sure that you check it out, because today we are going to continue and bring more analysis videos. So there's a guy that once requested that I also involve or include more of the currencies as well. Personally, I don't trade them a lot, which is why I hardly go over them, but I will go over a couple of currencies in this video, so make sure that you stick with me until the end so that I show you different ways, or like a way in which you can use to analyze whatever that you like to trade, be it currencies, be it things like Nasdaq or VIX75 or stocks, whatever that you like. You can just follow the following steps and then you should be able to come up with a high order setup. So let's get started. All right, let's go. So you know that it's very important for you to check the bigger time frame, and then just to check where the price is on the bigger time frame before you can get to your smaller time frames and then conclude on what is happening there. So this is how our monthly chart looks like. So on the monthly chart, remember, it's very important for you to be able to mark those nearest key structures on all the time frames. So on this monthly chart, you can see that the price is touching your monthly resistance, which means all those nice buys you are getting to the upside, there's no point in you holding on to them now, because the price is going to struggle. Like, for the price to create a new high and pass this area here, it's not going to be easy, which is why this resistance now is gaining control, which is most likely to cause the price to go to the downside, which is something that we also predicted in the previous video. If you have watched the previous video of gold, where we were talking about the price going to retest this area of resistance and then dropping. So if you haven't watched that video, make sure that you subscribe so that whenever I make new uploads, you can hit the bell icon, get notified, watch these videos there, and then take advantage of the setups that I'm sharing. So this is what we have on weekly currently. So this is the nearest weekly resistance, of which we just touched it, and it's very fresh, and it's also located inside that monthly one. So maybe in the next coming weeks, that might not happen this week, but maybe in the next coming weeks the price will start to drop, and maybe you even reach this support, because on the weekly, this is your support, that's your resistance, and we've hit the ceiling. So from the ceiling, if you're to get confirmation for you to sell, because you can't just go in and sell, because these time frames are still bullish, right? So you want to sell, you want to take a pullback, but you must first wait for the price to show you that it wants to pull to the downside. Then when it gives you that, that's when you will sell. So until it gives you that, you cannot sell. So let's see. So on the monthly, like I said, this is our resistance. We are touching that, which means we have got a very high potential of continuing. Yes, the price can turn and go up, but you don't have to fight the key structures. You don't have to fight when the resistance has been hit, because if you are still behaving or acting like you don't see that resistance has been hit, you'll be surprised when you see the price dropping, and then you'll be like, but why is it going so low? But yet you're forgetting that you're inside a monthly resistance, and then the support is still the same one that was missed by a few pips anywhere from there, and then that's your resistance. So we have a chance of continuing or dropping from where we are. So let's check the weekly. On the weekly, this is the level that I had said that is the one that you need to look for selling trades from, this one here, and the price touched it. If I can just put a horizontal line just to show you that we actually touched it, you can see there our zone starts here, and we did touch it, and the price didn't even waste time. Because of what? This level is high odd, this level is very strong, and the price just reacted from it, and then it dropped just like that. And you can see the price was moving nicely to the upside, and then when it gets to these areas, it sort of struggles to pass, because you can see the types of candlesticks that it was making. All of a sudden it's getting these pin bars, but it managed to move higher than 8 and then continued. Now it's doing the same thing, and then it didn't waste time, it just dropped. And the difference between this one here and this one here is that the one on top has a backup from the monthly, because remember, it is found inside the monthly resistance as well, which means the price had no chance against those areas there. And now we can say that weekly is still very much bullish, but because of the area where we are reacting from, we are most likely gonna drop to at least here. This is where we're most likely gonna drop to, which is something that even in the previous video we had predicted that. So we have a chance to go until there. So let's check what we have on daily. Can you get trades? Let's see. So on the daily, all you can see is that the trend, the bullish trend, has been reversed because of what we broke that trend line, and also we took out areas of support there on our way to the downside. So if you are someone that is executing on daily, do not miss this. Should the price go back to this, I'm not saying you should try and buy from where I'm just saying, because we see that the trend here is bearish, and there we are reacting from the weekly resistance, the monthly resistance. Should the price move up, you need to make sure that you get those sells there and hope that you'll be able to join, be part of this drop that we said it's looks like it's gonna go until this. So that's how you join if you are trading on daily. So let's quickly check what is it is that we have on H4. So this is our H4 chart. So H4 also, the bullish trend changed and then we dropped. And you can see, look here, when we were inside that weekly resistance, monthly resistance, you can see the types of candlesticks that you're getting there. You could have used that as your confirmation to say, because I'm getting these bearish rejection candlesticks, I can place a sell stop there. And then when the price drops, and then it triggers your things, and then it dropped like that. So now if you want to sell, if you want to join or open a new sell, I think it will be safer for you to wait for the price to pull back to this. Or if it goes down like this, then you will shift that focus and say, I'll wait for it to go until this resistance. That's if it moves to the downside. But if it decides to go up from where it is, you're more than welcome to take a sell anywhere around that. But what you need to take from gold is that it has got a very high chance of continuing to drop, because you saw those bigger time frames that they are also saying that this has got a chance of dropping. So even on the H1, we don't have much. I would say that this is a very nice area where, should the price go there, you're more than welcome to sell. So that's all that you can look for. I don't want to, go into, deeper details, because I'm just keeping it as brief as possible so that we can go over different charts in one video. So that's all that you can expect from this one. So there was a lady also that I taught. She was one of my mentorships, one of the groups, and she was doing so well, man. She was doing so well, but unfortunately she didn't have a lot of money to start up, but she took the mentorship, because it's always wise to invest in the knowledge first, and then instead of you taking that money that you have, you don't have enough skill for you to actually trade and grow that, you're gonna end up losing it. So it's safer, or it's always wise to make sure that you use that money to get the knowledge. Then you can use the knowledge to try and generate something for yourself. So this lady, she started with a 300 or 500, and then she managed to take it all the way up to over 3,000 rands. But unfortunately, she was using one of these fly-by-nights, fly-by-night brokers. I'm not gonna mention them, the 245, them, the local broker. And then they disappeared with the money. So she took a trade, they skipped the stop loss, they didn't take her out, they just went in that opposite direction. It was until they took out the entire account. She was so sad. Anyone would be sad, knowing very well that it was a struggle for you to get that startup capital, but she did not give up. She went again with a smaller amount, I think it was around 300, and then she did the same thing, but this time around she was trading, what was it? I think GJ, and then she managed to grow it again. Now she's over 4,000 rands up. So you see, that's what I teach. So when you've got the right knowledge, even if there's something that can work against you, trying to sabotage you, you still have the knowledge. Is not going to go anywhere. You can still bounce back, which is what I teach. I don't want to give you signals, because if I'm having a bad week, you're going to have a bad week. But if I show you how to create your own signals, you know that you will not depend on me for anything. I'll just show you how to, to trade on your own, and then you are there. You are set for life. All right, so that's all that you can expect from gold. Let's look at something else. All right, so the second chart that we're going to look at will be our USDCAD. So all these drawings are from the previous video that I made on, I think it's been a week now. So you can see that it seems like we were anticipating sort of take off from that area of support, and it seems like it did try and move. It's moving in the right direction, so I'm just gonna remove them. So this is what I teach you guys. I will take you through the setup, and then at the end I will give you all the reasons why I think the price is gonna go up or down. So which is why it's very important that you pay attention. And when I come to the conclusion to say that on this one, I expect something like this, or when you see 1, 2, 3 happening, you can take advantage of that. So which is what I teach. I don't want to complicate anything. So let's see, let's just, now that I remove the drawings, let's just start from scratch and then try and analyze it, right? So this is our monthly chart. So on the monthly chart, we see that the price is basically has touched that area of, I think it has touched it or missed it. Let's see. Yes, we touched it. Yes, there. We have touched the area of resistance there, and now we are dropping. And if we are dropping, it seems like we do have a chance to come here. But remember, this is a monthly chart, so the price is not gonna move like this. It can pause in between and play like that, but it seems like on the monthly chart, eventually the goal is ultimate goal is to come to this. So we don't have much else to comment on here. And then this is our weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, let's see if the trend has changed. I doubt. So if you look at the weekly chart, it seems like we're still bullish because the bullish trend line is here, not yet taken out, and we are also here is our support, right? So because we are still bullish, that's why we were in the previous video or the previous analysis that we had on this USDCAD, the conclusion was that we are most likely to bounce and go up, because weekly, I want you to pay attention, weekly is bullish, right? Which means we can, take those buy trades from that support from that bullish trend line. In this case, the price touched the bullish trend line. The first time it did, it sort of turned from here. It missed the support, it went up, but it didn't do anything. It didn't create a new high, it just came back again, which means this is not a zone, it's just a swing low. And then now it came back to trend line. So that's when you're like, at this trend line, that's where you saw that arrow that we had there. It's because of what? We know the location. Now the price is bouncing from a very key area of what? A very a key structure, which is what? A trend line. So that's why we're anticipating that the price will move up from there. So here we are bouncing from this. We are most likely to come to at least here. That's all that we have on the weekly. So let's check the daily, right? So on the daily is the same thing. That's why I'm saying when the price was playing around there, I knew on weekly we were playing around the trend line. So now it was only a matter of saying, and you can see this is it. Now this is a zone on daily. This is the very same support that initiated the move to the upside. When it was formed, it initiated the move to upside, and that move, what did it do? It broke this bearish trend line. This moved up, broke the trend line, which is why it makes it to be a strong area of support. Now the price came back to it, and when it did that, touching that area of support, it was also touching that bullish trend line on weekly, which is why we're saying that it was going to struggle to pass there, which means it has got higher chances of bouncing from that area and go back up. And it's exactly the same thing that we're seeing here. So it seems like we'll still continue to go to the upside. And let's quickly check what we have on H4. So on H4, let's see, we changed the direction, and then we are going up, and then this is your nearest area of resistance, but we can even take it out. So we can even go up like that. So what you need to see with this one, it has been moving well since we predicted it, but for now it doesn't have a very clear area where you can try and join or create a new open a new trade. Maybe if this becomes your support and the price moves up, maybe by moving up like that, it takes out that high, then you can try and join on a pullback. So we don't have much to say on this one, but other than that, you can see that the prediction that we made in the last video, it worked. That's it. That's how I teach. All right, let's try and find another chart that we can look at quickly. All right, the last chart that I'm going to look at is GBPJPY. So please, guys, I want you to comment on, because I see some of you'll be saying, please add more currencies. But because I don't trade them, so it's very hard for me to just pick anything. So please comment on any currency pair that you'd like me to go over. Then I will know that next time I make a video, I will include that one. So that's why we have this comment section, to say that you can comment. Maybe you like the video, you just want to comment saying thank you, or you can also say, can you please go over 1, 2, 3? Then I will try and add them on my next video. But otherwise, In this video, I'm just going to end with what? GJ. So let's quickly go over it and see what we have here. So we always do it the same way. We always go to the highest time frame so that we can just quickly have a look and see where the price is most likely to go on a longer run. So this being our monthly chart, it means this is our resistance. This one here is still some distance before we can go there. Because remember the last time, or when that resistance was formed, it caused the price to drop and then breaking all those bullish trend lines, and the price never went there. That zone has been what do you call this, has been fresh since around 2014. It's still fresh even now. So that's why if the price happens to get there, it's most likely gonna return. It's most likely gonna bounce because of what? It's a very strong area of what? Of resistance. So, and in terms of support, it's gonna be very difficult for us to find one. Let's just check if this went lower than okay, it didn't go lower than 8, which means our closest support will be this one here. There is your support on monthly, and there is your resistance. And so meaning, because the thing is bullish, you can look for buy trades from this and hope that the price will crawl like that until it gets to the resistance. But it's going to take a very long time. But on a longer run, what we can see from this GJ is that we just bouncing from this, and we're most likely going to go up until that. But remember, it's a monthly chart, which means the price does not have to necessarily take off immediately, but we just need to say on a longer run, this is what is seems like it's going to happen. So let's check how the structure looks like on our what do you call this, on our weekly chart. So this is what we have on the weekly chart. The trend line will still look the same as what we had on the monthly, and now the problem is that this zone is too big. It's too big, so I wouldn't use it that much. I will just say the price is approaching the trend line, right? So maybe because I know the price has got a higher chances of going up to that resistance on monthly. So should it play around here when it touches the trend line, that's your chance to at least go up. And these areas, you need to be mindful of them. So you can use them as your TP1, TP2. That's if you're someone that's trading on weekly. But otherwise, you're still leaning towards the bulls. But because here we are having what we call bearish engulfing, maybe the price would want to continue with that and then go until the trend line. Then that's where you can buy safely, and then this will be your target 1, target 2. And if you've got more than 2 trades, you can leave 1 trade running and hope that the price will penetrate that and then continue dropping, rallying and going all the way up. So let's see the structure. Let's check the structure on daily and see what we got here. And this is our daily, right? And remember the trade, or the lady that I showed you saying that she managed to make that 4,000 from a deposit of 300. She was trading this GJ. So the trade that she took was from this support here, right? So in terms of the market structure here, I would say we are bullish because we did have a bearish trend line here and an area of, okay, we didn't go over the area of resistance. We are sort of consolidating. So we are consolidating between this and this, which is why you are allowed to buy from this, sell from that. So she managed to get that buy from the support. So let's see, it means that on daily we can only set our eyes until here because of what? We are consolidating. We still need to take out this one first before we can talk about the next one. So that's why it is very important for you to be able to identify the next opposing structures, because when you know where the next opposing structures are, it's going to be very easy for you to know. Once they are hit, I don't have to force the price to break them. Once they are hit, I need to go out. I've made enough. And because greed is something that can be very costly. So let's check what we have on H4, right? On H4, we had a bullish trend line there. You could update it, maybe do something like this, and then it broke it. Now the price went to the resistance that broke it, and then from there it just went straight to the downside. Now here on H4, let's see if we put a bearish trend line. Let's see if it has been taken out or not. So it looks like the bearish trend line is about to be taken out. Once that candlestick closes, we have taken out the trend line, and we have also went above the resistance, so which means our H4 looks to be bullish. So here, this is something that, let me see. You see here what we're having here, it's very tricky. So if I was to mark a zone there, I'll keep it here. And so say this support is very strong because after it was formed, the price gave us a gap. So the takeoff move after forming the zone was a gap. So which means I'm allowed, because I know there on daily we said that the price is in consolidation, which means it has a chance to go up until there. But it does not mean it should just move like this. It can still do this, which means this is where you get your chance to do what? To pull the trigger and join that movement to at least that resistance. So should that candlestick closes outside, then if the price drops, get your confirmation there, because we're still in consolidation on that daily. Get your confirmation there, and then you can hope that it will go up until there. But all these areas where the price is going to struggle to exit, you can to pass, you can use them as your take profit points. Alright guys, if you've watched until this point, I know it means you enjoy the videos. So if you haven't liked, please make sure that you like, and also you must subscribe so that the videos can be pushed to more people. But otherwise, that's all that I wanted to show you guys on these three instruments that I just went over now. Make sure that you follow them, and also should the things, one of what we're saying here, should it align, make sure that you take advantage of that. But otherwise, if you want to learn these concepts more in full details, you've just shared my number there at the beginning of the video. You can just contact me there on Telegram, and then we will take it from there. But otherwise, I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you.